So good morning to everyone and beautiful sunny day here in Leura. And I'd like to introduce you to Bob. And that smile that Bob has, he had that smile the time he went through his life-changing event of a quadruple bypass. He never stopped smiling. Doctors were most amazed. So he's going to tell you the story, and I know you'll enjoy it. It's one of courage. Thank you, Bob.
Om Shanti, good morning. My name is Bob, and I'm not a builder. I live here at the Brahmakumari retreat centre in Leura, and it's a great bunch of people here, beautiful atmosphere. I'd like to thank you all for listening in and sharing this experience with me. Thank you. The big news at the moment, the coronavirus. Hope everyone's feeling safe and secure and supporting each other, which is quite an important thing. I have a lot of respect for the medical professionals or frontline industry professionals who are carrying on working while we're all safely tucked up in lockdown. They're doing a marvellous job. So a lot of respect for them. They're putting their own lives at risk just to safeguard the rest of us and their loved ones who could be sick or unwell. I'd like to start my story. My story starts early in July of 2019. I woke up in the middle of the night with a bit of a chest pain and a little bit of breathing problems. I sort of sat up out of bed and just took a moment to sort of recover, and I recovered fairly well. And then I just went back to bed, not knowing any better. The following morning, when I related my episode to some friends, they sort of prompted me urgent to seek medical attention. So I tried booking an appointment at the local medical centre. The people there, I spoke to a message centre, but I managed to relay my symptoms. A few hours later, I received a phone call, and they urged me to get down to the hospital to get myself checked out, which I did, and it proved to be quite an important step. On arrival at the hospital, checked in, I had some blood tests done, and that confirmed that I did have, to my dismay and disbelief, a mild heart attack. So you just never know. After I had some x-rays done and to further confirm the severity of it all, and they organised a trip down to Nepean Hospital in Penrith. So they organised an ambulance transfer. Short while later on the same day, the ambulance crew turned up and picked me up, and we journeyed down to Penrith. Struck up a very pleasant conversation with the two paramedics, and we had a nice calming trip down there. On arrival at Nepean in the ambulance bay, there was a bit of a discussion going on, and I didn't really know what was going on. The ambulance based, the the paramedics didn't want to drop me off. They actually wanted to take me up to the ward, which was quite a surprise to everybody actually. And so I waited for about half an hour to an hour, and when a bed became available, went up to the ward. On the way to the ward, the two paramedics were saying that they didn't want me to sit in the cold ambulance bay, and it probably would have been quite a few hours before a bed was made available to me through priority status. I just couldn't believe the kindness and consideration of these two. So I checking myself into the ward, and the few more blood tests occurred, and an X-ray, and it was decided I'll have a stent placed in my right wrist. It's a cable or tube that finds its way up through my artery and into my heart, into the arteries of the heart, and they can inflate the heart, inflate the artery on the heart to clear any blockages. So I think it was the following day I had that operation done, or that procedure. And on the operating table, the chief surgeon sort of cancelled the procedure. I just couldn't believe that. And but it turned out that just as a precaution, he wanted me to have open heart surgery. And just as a precaution, I just couldn't believe it. So they took me back to the ward room. Over the next day or two, I had a few more tests done and more comprehensive X-rays. And then I think that the next thing that happened is I had some visitors from Leura come and visit me, and I was prompted to ring my wife up. She was back in New Zealand at the time, and I just through the commotion and everything, I just completely overlooked it. So I didn't really want to concern my wife, and I thought I'd be in and out of hospital in no time. So I really didn't want to ring her, but from the insistence, I did. And she consequently came over almost immediately. Short while later, I had a very, very big surprise. I've got a daughter up in the Gold Coast, and I know how hard it is to take time off work at very short notice. And yet she had organised that and come down to visit me. Very beautiful. I was booked to have a open heart surgery at Westmead Hospital, just a little bit further down the road from Napier, and I sat in the ward for probably another 2 weeks, and the reason for that was they just couldn't find an opening for me. When an opening did come up, I was overridden by more urgent cases. That didn't really concern me. The overriding thing that was going through my mind at the time is I just had a lot of regard for, really, it was the opportunity to save someone else's life because they were more wanting of the surgery. So I was very happy where I was, and I had no concerns about other people taking my slots. So that transpired. I spent most of my time in hospital. I'd my sort of routine. I wanted to make a bit of a routine for myself, and I'd get out of bed at about 6 o'clock and have a bit of a wash and prepare myself and sit in an armchair and read. We have a daily Merley that we read, and it was important for me to read that early in the morning. A funny thing happened that I was sharing a ward with 3 other souls, and they started getting out of bed when I was getting out of bed. So there's a little bit of competition for the bathroom, but it was, you could see the nurses were very, very pleased at this interaction, and made their life a lot easier. So it's very humbling to help the nurses out in that way. There was consequently I finally got my booking to go down to Westmead to have my operation done. Funny thing happened when I got there. The ambulance crew turned up very late in the evening, and I didn't get to Westmead until about 11 p.m. There was a bit of an accident somewhere, so they were quite busy attending to that. The consequence of that was the receiving nurse at Westmead didn't have much time to prepare me for my operation the following morning. But she tried her best, and then what happened next? Once again, I was sharing a ward with 3 other souls, and overnight, one of the souls had just had a major operation, and they went into cardiac arrest. So my ward nurse was attending to that, and along with other professionals, and so I consequently fell asleep and didn't wake up until the next morning. When I had a chance to meet up with my ward nurse before she went off duty, she was so apologetic, and the only thing that I could reply was, "You've got to be kidding! You're saving someone's life." And all she could say was, "I'm really sorry I couldn't finish your preparation." But the time sort of ticks on, and the day sort of turned into early evening, and I hadn't had my operation. And it turned out that because I hadn't had the operation early in the morning, the surgery got quite busy. So consequently, I missed the operation opportunity. Once again, I didn't mind. I was very happy where I was, and a great bunch of people in my ward striking up a conversation. I consequently had my operation I didn't actually. I sort of stayed at Westmead for another week for them trying to program me in for the operation, open heart surgery. But as things go, they just got far too busy, so I missed out. And so they sort of suggested that I discharge myself, or that they would discharge me, and I would sit at home and wait for an opportunity to come up. And my wife, Daksha, was not very happy in that situation. And but I just had so much respect for the medical professionals, and if they deemed it necessary, I was quite happy with that. So prior, I came back to the Leura Retreat Centre and recovered here for about a week. I'd been in bed for about 4 weeks by then, and obviously you lose a bit of condition. So my operation date came up. The operation consisted of removing an artery from my left arm and my left leg, about a 300mm section, and that was attached to my heart. And I sort of had to recover for about another week, which was quite surprising to everybody as well. It was quite a quick recovery, and but during the time I was recovering, another huge surprise. My other daughter had turned up, and she had come all the way from New Zealand. And once again, I had a number of visitors, especially from the Leura Retreat Centre, and I can recall I just felt so spoiled, and just an overwhelming feeling of gratitude. I been recovered at the Leura Retreat Centre for another 5 or 6 weeks, and once again things went extremely well there. And within about 6 weeks, I was back to my normal duties. I'd like to conclude by saying I have during right through the episode, I had no anxiety or fear. I had complete faith in the outcome, and I just, in fact, having not knowing what was coming up was a big part of, and just taking things day by day and not having anticipation of what was coming next was, a pleasant thing for me. The professionalism of all the people that I'd met and I dealt with, I just had very high regard for all the people that I dealt with, and I had a lot of support too from my friends and family. I spent, I think, a big part of my journey with this heart attack is having the ability to meditate, and the meditation was a big part in calming myself and having peace, and that peace and calming, I think, flowed through to other people as well, and to the nurses, to the paramedics, to even the doctors. It was an amazing experience. There was just a feeling of cooperation and mutual respect, and there was a lot of focus on my well-being. I sort of know that had a chance to think about it over these few months about, what sort of caused my heart attack, and it was I just a lot of gratitude to the Brahma Kumaris, because I'm just a new proponent of the process, and the learning of the meditation was a great part in helping me. The reason for the heart attack was just the and purity of the food and the lifestyle I was leading prior to becoming a Brahmin. And that was a great help to me. I burdened myself with stress, and which learning how to put all that aside and take more care of yourself. And that's been a big part of my recovery, my very quick recovery. So thank you very much. That's the end of my little talk, and hope you found that enlightening. We're going to have a little bit of meditation, just to round things off. So once again, we've got a sheep behind me, and we're going to concentrate on that for a few minutes. Just with our eyes open, we'll listen to some calming music and some commentary. Thank you. Thanks again for listening.
Feeling light. No heaviness. Just light. Free. There's no weight on my mind. My mind is cool and clear, and my mood is free. I am light. Pure white light emerges from inside me, from deep within. The light of the soul. Pure light. I am enlightened, awake, aware. And I go right to the center of this light. And I swim in the depths of its purity and simplicity. I am light. My thoughts bring coolness to my mind and to the minds of others. My attitude of lightness refreshes me and refreshes everyone. that I come near to. I am light, and my world is made up of light. Lightness. Cool, clear light.
Thank you very much, Bob. That was very beautiful. And I went on that ride in my mind to the hospital, one hospital, and back here and back there, and always smiling. So thank you. Have a good day, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. The torch is over.
Bob, I was thinking you might